Could Caleb Williams be the reason Ryan Poles is not on the hot seat? Let's talk about it. Listen, if you're new to the channel, this is your boy P Kid. This is the Winning City Breeze. I need you to give me a like, share, subscribe, leave the review so we can continue to give this hot content. Let's get into the topic. We've been talking a lot about Ryan Poles and his misses because of how this team has performed. It's been trash. It's been beyond trash. We walked in thinking we were going to take over the North and not give it back. And listen, the North got us and kept us at the bottom. We got curb stomped by most of the teams in the division, and it just keeps getting worse. I think we're at 9 straight losses at this particular point. It's been bad. It's been really bad. But with all that being said, Caleb Williams, as much as he's had as much as he has struggled. He's had a lot of successes this season as well, and he's continually surprised me in games where I thought, you know what, maybe this is, this is not going to work out. But he's turned it around in such a way under improbable circumstances. I want you to understand, he is on his third offensive coordinator. Now, I do know Thomas Brown still calls plays, all that stuff, but Thomas Brown is also now the head coach. So now he is dealing with a different OC. He is dealing with a team who he's on his second head coach already. He's in a team that's imploded so bad that you would think that he was trash. But he's also come out to be the best rookie the Chicago Bears have ever had. So in terms of whether or not he's generational by some individuals' perspective, they're going to say, no, he's been trash. But if you really want to put things in context and you really want to sit there and look at the situation, and Ryan Poles has a lot to do with this situation, he's the best pick we've had. And it's not even close. Right now, Caleb Williams has a chance to actually set the single season record for the Bears as far as yards thrown. I want you all to understand that. In his rookie season, with it being the most sacked QB in the league, having an O-line that crumbled underneath him, having a head coach who didn't know, having 2 different head coaches, again, 3 different OCs, he still broke all the records that she needed to break for the Chicago Bears organization. He's already etched his name in the Chicago Bears history books. That's something Justin Fields didn't do. Well, Justin Fields could say he did it for rushing yards. But that's something Justin Fields didn't really do. It's something Mitch Trubisky didn't really do. He has the opportunity to do it. He set the single season record for rookies within the Chicago Bears history. He's also on the list for the most passes completed without an INT. Mind you, it's a very short list. And the other people that are on that list had O-lines. Only other person on that list who doesn't have O-line, who I will give credit to, is probably Joe Burrow. Still a generational talent. They have a whole different organization over there because of that guy. Yeah, buildings get built because of good QB play and exciting play. Obviously in winning. But with all that being the case, is all this, like, what's the point? What's the point of me mentioning all this? All of these things could be the very reason why we need to sit back and let Poles cook. Because he's the first guy to get it right. He's the first guy to get the quarterback right. Now, he got everything else wrong as far as the O-line is concerned. But he got the receivers. We got to work on his run game. We got to work on how he drafts the O-line. But the very reason that he was able to bring a talent at the QB position as a rookie means he picked right, he scouted right, and now we just have to support it. And that's a much different situation than we've been in. Typically, we've got everything else right, and we failed because we didn't have a quarterback. And while that's backwards to sit there and build outside in, meaning not address the trenches, by him going at this route and him getting this talent, which I think Caleb Williams would still have been a better QB than the people coming out of this draft coming up, and he was a better quarterback than the quarterback we had, he might have cooked. He might have done the exact thing that we needed, even though it turned out to look ugly. Mind you, Caleb Williams, despite the struggles, is still comparable to all his peers when it comes to yards, completion rate, and INT total. And he's in the worst situation outside of maybe one guy, Drake May. So that means, as much as I love Jaden Daniels, as much as I love watching Bo Nix cook with Sean Payton, and I do like seeing them cook, I like all these young QBs getting their opportunity to shine. My QB, who's in one of the worst situations, is neck and neck with them in some respects. That's saying a lot. You can't teach that. Now, would those other guys have been able to do the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to play the what if game anymore. I do know this kid did it. I do know Caleb Williams has done it. And because Caleb Williams has done it, and that's my quarterback, that's what we're talking about. There's no what ifs in a situation where you can't go back there and change reality. We can't change it. Jaden James is in a better situation. Bo Nix is in a better situation. Those are the facts right now. And Caleb Williams is neck and neck with him. He's in a worse situation. So let me tell you all this. So the saving grace here is because we've been able to identify this talent, and because this talent has looked good. Yes, rookie mistakes, things of that nature, but he's looked good. He's protected the ball, and you have a lot to build off of. That in itself is worth seeing what can happen. That's worth seeing what another 2-3 years looks like. A lot of teams, and you all can check me on this one, a lot of teams were a quarterback away. They had the defense. They had a decent line. They had good targets. They were a quarterback away, and we were always a quarterback away. We now have a quarterback. Everything else is falling, but we now have a quarterback. And I have faith that we can build everything else. I don't have faith that we could have picked a better talent at QB. And because of that, and because, again, Ryan Poles was able to identify this talent, see that we needed to make a change, and get that type of talent here, that in itself could be the saving grace. That in itself could be why, despite everything else, again, to change the culture in Chicago Bears history and Chicago Bears town, it takes a lot. It's like turning the Titanic or a cruise ship. Let me not use the Titanic. And Ryan Poles is slowly doing that. Could it have been better? Could it have been executed better? Could we have done a lot? Could it have happened without so much stress and turmoil? Yes. Should the record have looked better? Yeah, sure. But on all the areas that I would really love to sit here and denigrate him, we've succeeded in other areas. And that in itself is why Caleb Williams could be the reason we're going to get more years of Poles and give Poles opportunity to cook. Those are my thoughts on this Christmas Eve for those who celebrated. I want to hear your thoughts. Is Ryan Poles saving grace the fact that Caleb Williams has overperformed despite the fact he's had such a bad situation? I want to hear your thoughts. Whether it's love, whether it's hate, put it in the chat. I will be in there with you. Till next time. Peace.